If you're getting ready to sell, I promise you, someone has told you that some very expensive upgrade would be worth doing in your home. It was going to add a lot of value to your home. But I'm here to tell you that that may not be true. Some of them can actually reduce the value of your home, or it can dissuade buyers from even making an offer on your home. The first mistake I see, and it's a big one, is over improving a mid range price home with high end luxury finishes and appliances that just don't match what the neighborhood is looking like. First off, many appliances, if they can easily be removed, like a freestanding refrigerator or a freestanding range, they really don't add value to your home. They're considered personal property, not fixed to the house. They, some buyers are going to look at them and say, "Gosh, I don't want that expensive of an appliance because if it breaks, it's going to cost me what less expensive appliance to buy is going to fix. So I'm going to be spending money to fix something when I could get something new." And some buyers might, but there are people who want all their appliances to match, and that's okay. That's a taste. That's what's important to some people. And I get it. I would not want an almond colored refrigerator with an old fashioned avocado colored stove. It's just not going to look appealing. And, when you're doing these high end finishes, let's say you're putting tile in your kitchen, instead of going just with a nice porcelain tile, you go with this marble, full blown marble, which is going to cost a lot more. You're not going to recover that money. In fact, a big mistake a lot of people make is I put $20,000 into my house, so therefore it's worth $20,000 more than my neighbor's house. Maybe, depends on what you upgraded. But for the most part, it doesn't. And I like to ask people one question, and please hear my heart and not my words. Did you make that upgrade? Did you buy those high end appliances because it made you happy or because you thought it was going to add value to your house? I'm not telling you not to do them. If you're going to enjoy them, do them. Higher end finishes will add some value, but not dollar for dollar. Another mistake I see made is doing work yourself, DIY, or unpermitted work. If you put a deck in and you didn't pull a permit. Um, Sellers think it's saving the money, shows initiative, mostly save money, but it does create red flags and it does raise appraisal issues sometimes, just as overpriced appliances might. And also, let's say one room wasn't done real well, buyers are going to wonder about everything else in the house. Did they rewire part of this themselves? And maybe the tile's a bit wonky. Well, you can see why they think that way. Unpermitted work is where you don't pull a permit for something like a deck. Decks, especially if they're up higher, it's a safety concern, and they really should be inspected by qualified inspectors. I'm not saying if you know how to build a deck, don't do it. But what I'm telling you is get it inspected, make sure you're doing it right for a couple reasons. If your city has uh, uh, inspection of resale property, that means a house goes up for sale, and before it can be sold, it has to be inspected by the building department. And either the repairs have to be made before or after, depending on who's going to take on the repairs before or after closing. This can cause problems. And what happens is You, as the seller, may have to go back and pull a permit and have it inspected. Some cities will tell you just rip it down. You didn't do what you were supposed to do in the first place, take it out. And it might be a feature that adds charm to the home, like a deck with an awning or something like that. We want to get in front of these things and do these things so that you don't have issues when it comes time to sell, and you build trust with your buyer. Um, there's a Big Bang Theory, uh, the TV show Big Bang Theory. There's a scene where Sheldon would not go on a deck of his friend Wolowitz. Anyway, he would stand right there and he'd say, "I'm not going out there because you didn't pull a permit and nobody inspected it." Well, I'm kind of paraphrasing. Wolowitz says, "Well, I'm an engineer. I know what I'm doing." And, you know, he probably did. It was probably well built. But if you didn't pull a permit and have it inspected, there's a level of distrust there. Um, and sometimes DIY work can really lower the value of your home because it might not have been as well done. It's probably beautiful, but maybe there was something a buyer saw that wasn't lined up right, and they can tell, oh, they did this themselves. So what we want to do is we want to make sure your home shows well. And if you do have DIY projects or unpermitted building, like a deck, please, please, please let me know before we list so that we can talk about how we're going to get ahead of it. We might not have to. It might be absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you're a contractor, you know what you're doing. I'm, you know, we're all over that. So, to sum up mistake two, do it yourself work and unpermitted work can be red flags to buyers. Another mistake I see made is over personalizing or over customizing a home. Um, some people love movies. I'm not one of them. I like to go to the movies. I like to watch a movie here and there, but I'm not a movie lover. And people will put in a great big home theater system, either take a part of the basement, use a spare bedroom, have an addition built on their house, all those things, and put in reclining movie chairs and make it just very, very special. Well, to me, a home theater, it means nothing to me because I wouldn't use it. Same thing like a workshop. Some people just aren't handy and want they don't necessarily want to have a workshop in the basement with all the bells and whistles because they wouldn't use it. And it does add no value to the house. Another thing, big thing, especially here in Michigan, is swimming pools. Swimming pools are only used 3 months out of the year, and they generally don't add much, if any, value to the home. In fact, they can be a deterrent. Swimming pools mean extra work in the summer. It means having to take care of it, chlorinate it, vacuum it, do all that stuff, whether it's above ground or below ground. They all require work. There's opening of them and closing of them. There's all sorts of things to go into it. So for 3 months out of the year, you can use it. And if you love pools, I had a pool. For years, I had a pool. But after my kids grew up and moved out, I no longer needed it. And we ended up, it was above ground, so we ended up taking it out or having it taken out. And that was one of the steps we were doing because we're getting ready to sell our home. Now, some people will over customize their house. They might have a bar with a beer tap in it. It probably, some people would like it, some people won't. And some people might even go, oh, no, another thing to take care of. Oh, one more thing about swimming pools. It can be a safety concern to many young parents or even grandparents or older parents. They just can be a safety concern. There are also things like maybe you did your countertop in tile, some mosaic tile you really liked. Well, that's kind of an over customization because let me tell you, I had a countertop with tile, and keeping that grout clean was a full time job. And I am absolutely disgusted by dirty grout. So there was a lot of scrubbing, steaming, just to make sure that that porous grout wasn't picking up bacteria and germs and viruses and all that that could make my family sick. So that's another over customization. Another thing might be a mosaic inlay of a picture of someone or something that other people would look at and go, I don't want to see that face every day. So, um, to sum it up, these are three major mistakes I see sellers doing or homeowners doing before they get ready to sell their home, or they're thinking if they do these things now, they can enjoy them and then they'll add value to the house. The first one is over improving with maybe adding high, high end finishes that belong in a luxury home all over the place, or having high end appliances that just aren't going to bring value to the house. Mistake number two is doing work yourself, especially without a permit. This could be an appraisal issue, this could be a home inspection issue, and they really do go to beating up the buyer's trust and causing buyer distrust. And the third one is over personalizing or over customizing home theaters, swimming pools, um, beer keg, a mosaic that maybe meant a lot to you, but it's not going to mean a lot to a buyer. In fact, they just might not like it at all. If you would like some information on what actually adds value to your home, subscribe to my channel and I'll give you a call. Or you can just text me at 734-658-8653. You have a wonderful day.